Welcome to Studio Vibes. I'm Lena Rodriguez, and I know it's been a while since you've heard me here on Studio Vibes, but I had to come back, and I had to come back and do it big, real big. So I had to bring my peoples with me, and that he's no stranger to the show. My partner in crime, my day one.
Yes, yes.
I'm going to let you introduce yourself because,
Oh yeah.
I want the people to know who
Back
it
back
is.
for the remix Studio Vibes 2.0. It's your boy B Grace. I just need to go by B Grace right now, man. I just feel free to still call me Killer B. Everybody still calls me that, but definitely just
Right.
I'm sticking more to the government these days. So B Grace is definitely where we at right now. But it feels good to be back, man. It feels good to chop it up. I know we've been doing this behind the scenes for a little over a month now, hanging out and kicking it. So excited to do it now and have the people receive it and hear it. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm excited.
Yes, and I love how you introduced the Studio Vibes 2.0 version because we have to, introduce the people to my sidekick over here, my girl K Stephanie.
Yo,
can we get some sirens or something?
I go by the name of K Stephanie. I'm a newbie, and I'm just excited to get this thing started. I'm just honored and thankful that you guys have me on here, first and foremost. So yeah, man. I mean, I can't wait to get real juicy with it and start this thing off.
Yeah, definitely excited to have you on board. So you basically have your own platform that I've been following. It's called Her TV. So you're going to be sharing a lot of what you do on there with us, because I do want the people to get familiar with what you do outside of Studio Vibes, and really why we decided, there goes B. He had to go ahead and spark it up and get the party started.
We gotta make sure the vibes is right at all times.
Always. But I want the people to know that you'll be, filling us in on like new music and entertainment news and all that good stuff. Like right now, before, we started recording, obviously, we started talking about some chisme going around. So, I really like that we can discuss what's going on in the entertainment world, but in a very intimate setting. So B and I, we've been in the studio many a times, and before we crack those mics, we had some interesting conversations. Like B, if those walls could talk, I would be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I would say I think we all would, especially in this in this like politically correct era, like the cancel culture. There's a lot of shit that we'd get in trouble for nowadays if it would come to light.
There have definitely been some interviews that we did that we did the interview, right? Because that's our job. But when I tell you we clowned for like months after, it just be those.
When I tell you that I don't know if you were in the studio this day. I'm sorry. We're getting super sidetracked to just the beginning of the podcast, but fuck it. That's why we're here, right?
Right.
I'm gonna tell this story. I want to say you were there, and we were interns at the time at KBOS in Fresno, B95, and it was early in the morning. And I remember a caller had called in, and the caller didn't sound slow, but the caller was like just talking really slow. And at the time, one of the co-hosts was Andre Covington, and when I tell you that he roasted this listener. I want to say we were off air. We weren't even, it was during a commercial break, but the listener was just talking so slow. When I tell you that Andre roasted the hell out of this listener, and it was still to this day one of the hardest laughs I've ever had. I had to leave the studio because I could not stop laughing. Like my stomach hurt because I was laughing so hard at how bad he roasted this listener. Like I said, we don't sit back and roast all the listeners all the time, but there's things that happen that it's just kind of like, yo, man, if people were in here right now, they wouldn't believe this shit. Like it happens all the time, and like you said, Angie, it always happens when the mics aren't on. So it's always funny to relive that stuff, man.
I gotta ask you guys real quick. Have you guys ever had a guest? You don't gotta drop no names or anything, but have you guys ever had a guest that had like a wardrobe malfunction? And you was like,
I wouldn't say a wardrobe, but definitely an eye malfunction.
A what malfunction? An eye malfunction? You had Fetty Wap in the studio, Look, we've already gone off the rails, man. We ain't been at it, but what, 5 minutes? I love it.
You had to be in the studio. Do you remember that rapper from Florida?
Oh my God. Oh yes. Yo,
I wish.
Shout out, friend of the show, man. He's a former Studio Vibes guest. That's all I'll give. I'll let people go back and yeah, you just dropped enough clues. If people want to do the research based off of what we've just said, y'all can go back and try to figure it out. He's been on the show before. He's a past guest.
He's never gonna want to do an interview again. But yo, this is just the shit that I want you guys to know. Music? I don't know, but what I do know is he probably should have stopped. Like somebody should have told him.
I mean, let's not do that though. Let's not do that because he was a nice guy, man. He was a good guy. He just needs a little work.
This is exactly what I want. They're literally listening to what happens when we're in the studio and everyone's just kicking it and we're listening to music and, you know, we might have been smoking a little bit, drinking a little bit. Like, this is exactly what it feels like when you're in the studio. People are cracking jokes. We're talking about times that we've had together. We're talking about music. We're talking about life. Like, that's one thing I've always loved about being in the studio. It really is therapeutic. Like, you really feel like you're in, at least for me, it's always just felt like home, you know, where I can just be and do something that I love, but also kick it. So, you know, that's basically the vibe that we're setting up for everyone that's listening. It's just us talking about what we love to do, but also talking about our lives. And I feel like that's a good balance. You know, people will get to know us, but they're also going to know like what's going on in, you know, the music world and what's going on in entertainment. And, you know, hopefully we'll make them laugh along the way. So
yeah, definitely. And it's all intertwined. Angie, I like how you said that. It's really intertwined, that how you said it's things we're passionate about, but it's also like us sharing our life. But really, when you think about it, the stuff that we're passionate about is the stuff that really is kind of what we've turned into like our lives being about. So I think that's the dope thing. We can all offer our three separate perspectives of what we bring to the table as far as, you know, kind of living some of this stuff and not living it firsthand maybe all the time, but being able, like you said, being able to be that fly in the wall in the studio sometimes and seeing some of the wild stuff and the crazy conversations that happen. So
absolutely. Yeah, I feel like in the last 6 months, you know, that we've been quarantined and, you know, we've been going through so much, like, I know for sure music has definitely got me through a lot of it, because a lot of artists have been dropping, you know, a lot of new music, and it's been dope to see what these artists have been able to do from home. We see, you know, artists like Kehlani. Like, I remember when it first started, she started shooting her own videos. She started, you know, she basically finished like her album, she put it out, and she started shooting all her videos, doing everything herself. And so that's where you see the creativity of these artists, because they're able to still put their art out without, you know, these major labels when you think about it. And now they can see they could pretty much do all this themselves. So that's what I'm liking about this time as far as like a creative perspective. Even us, like, I'm in Houston, Texas. So I'm not even in Cali. And B, where are you located?
I'm in Oakland. You know what I mean? Town business. You already know what it is.
Okay, where you at?
IE, baby, IE.
Yeah, so that's the Inland Empire for the people that aren't familiar with the LA area. But, you know, we're all in 3 different places, but we're still able to sit here and record together. And when I tell you, these two have made me laugh so hard to the point where I'm crying. Like, the vibes are real. And yes, it would be amazing for all of us to be in the studio together. Obviously, that's something that I miss. But it's still nice to be able to like connect with you guys. Yes, very soon. Very soon. We're gonna do a tour. I'm gonna call it, I'm gonna, you know, speak it into existence. We're gonna do a Studio Vibes podcast tour, and we're gonna hit all these cities, and we're gonna just, you know, just do some ratchet shit together, because that's what I'm here for.
That would be lit. That would be lit for sure.
B would definitely be the lead singer of the band.
You think so?
Yeah, you definitely. I've seen you pull some bad ones now, B. I have witnessed it myself.
Don't be modest now.
I have witnessed it myself. Let me tell you, B, Man, the lady love B. They need to call him LL Cool B, because yeah, he be out here getting
He's
them.
like, I know you heard me on the radio. True.
No,
Hey!
oh, here we go. No, I appreciate that, but I will say I've had my fun, but I've grown a lot as a man too. So it's crazy. It makes me cringe. It makes me cringe to hear y'all say that, because I was like, damn, I was into some bullshit at one point in time.
Let me tell you, one time when we went out.
Oh God.
I think it was the 10-year anniversary of when we were at B95.
Yeah.
And it was
Crew Morning Show.
10-year anniversary of the morning juice. Yeah, what is it called? The morning.
The Juice Crew Morning Show.
The Juice Crew Morning Show. There you go.
Yeah.
And
Don't come for us, iHeart.
Right.
I know that's your intellectual property. We're just referencing the story. Leave us alone.
We was there. We lived it.
We lived that shit.
So we ended up going to the club, but right before we went to the club, we had a hotel room. So we was in the hotel room, and somebody had made some jungle juice. That was my first time drinking jungle juice. I had no idea.
Shout out Junior. Diego Junior, if you're listening, bro, shout out to you.
Yo, that shit was wild. Like, I can't even believe how drunk I was off that jungle juice. I don't even know what was in it, but it was good. So I just kept drinking it. But as we're getting ready to go, B's like, all right, so tonight we're going to be looking for the women with the low self-esteem.
Oh my God.
And daddy issues. He was very specific. He said low self-esteem and daddy issues. And I was like, got it. And break.
Oh,
and
man.
when I tell you, he was at the club really pulling these girls. I was so proud of him, because these girls were just after him. Like, good job, B. Good job, B. See, those are the stories.
Awful.
Those are the stories that I like to tell. I know you got stories on me, so I'm waiting. I'm waiting for B to expose me.
It's just funny because I'm just not that dude anymore, like, at all. Like, I'm definitely looking for the opposite at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I want the high self-esteem, the have
the girls that can read.
Yeah, you've worked through your daddy issues a little bit. You know what I mean? Hopefully you've talked to a therapist at this point. So that's where I'm at with it. But yeah, I'll admit to it, man. At one point, that was Fresno Club Rome days. I was loving that shit, man. It was fun. It served its purpose in life for sure.
Those were good. I mean, Kay, I know you're like new to the group, and I definitely don't want to leave you out. I just like to tell these stories.
I'm back laughing, checking Jack. No, you good?
Oh no, we gonna get into Kay's past. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
I mean, I was around recently for her birthday. We did celebrate her birthday back in June, and
birthday behavior.
Right, and I showed up with some edibles, right? But I had already taken one of the edibles. So when I tell you I was so lit, I was definitely on some. And then I think she took some, and then somebody, I'm not over here incriminating you, but everybody basically had a little bit of the edible. Yeah, allegedly, I didn't see it, but half of one of my edibles went missing. And everybody was having a good time, and I really enjoyed just that, just the vibe with you and your people. I felt like I had a good time, at least.
Yeah, definitely. I think that night it really, like, I think that's when me and you bonded and we connected and we talked about like absolutely everything, like those drunk talks. Well, I was mostly like, twisted, but I think that was the time that I kind of like really got to know you in a certain sense. So yeah, man, it was a good night. I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you met my friends, and yeah, man, we had a good time, to say the least. So
yeah, so we definitely had some good times. We have some great times coming, and with that said, I do want to get into a little bit of the music that's coming out now, because these artists have definitely been pumping out this music. So let me know, Kay, what's about to drop in the next, I don't know, couple weeks.
I know this Friday, Travis Scott is going to drop a new song with Gunna, and that I think that song's going to be called Franchise, and that drops on Friday. And then I know Benny the Butcher from Griselda, he's going to be making some new music coming on the way too. I feel like the whole Griselda team, man.
Love those Griselda cats, man.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they've been working so hard. Like they're being compared, a little bit this year and last year to, it was a Dreamville against, not against, but like who's working more? Is it Dreamville artists or is it the Griselda team? And I feel like it's just been nonstop ever since that whole talk. And You know, first it was Benny, you know, then it's West Side Gun,
They
and
literally
West Side
alternate every
they
month.
alternate. And they don't, man, it's like the Bhutan, like they don't ever let it go. They don't drop it. They just keep going and going and going. And I know they have, I think it's Benny. He has a team called the Soprano
BSF,
Family,
I believe.
right?
Yeah, the Black Soprano family. Yep.
Black Soprano
BSF,
Family, yeah. And they just dropped It's Over a couple weeks back. And now I think Conway, that's my son. Low key, I feel like I'm kind of guilty of this, but that's my son's like one of his favorite rappers. He loves Conway.
Really?
Aw.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. That new Conway album been on repeat for me this last week since it dropped. It's really,
Yeah.
really, really, really good. If you like that grimy, like New York hip hop sound and shit, it's definitely a go-to. I love that shit.
Yeah, well, his album's called From King to a God, and that came out last week. And I mean, there's features on it like Method Man, you know, Lemon Squeeze, Lemon Squeeze. I love that track. And there's
Meth smoke that shit.
definitely. And he has features like Dej Loaf, who else? Havoc. He has Freddie Gibbs. Our new artist called Armini
Caesar, yeah.
There you go. She's dope.
Yeah.
She's really, really dope.
Yeah.
And
I
so
believe
many
she
other
just dropped
more.
her new album last week too. I think I haven't gave it a listen yet, but I think Armani Caesar dropped her
I think it
album.
was a
She's
single.
the first
No?
lady. Oh, was it single? Okay, yeah. Okay,
But she's dope.
I gotta
She's
check it
really
out.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to like listening to all of this because honestly, I've been stuck on this Big Sean. Like I have been listening to Big Sean non-stop.
Sorry,
So
Ange. You know what? B, you're actually right. She did drop the album. It's called The Liz, and that was
Oh,
2-3
okay,
days ago. Yeah. With the cover,
Yeah.
Elizabeth Taylor. Yeah. Sorry, Ange. But yeah, you're right.
Oh no, it's all good. So yeah, I mean, I really enjoy all the new artists, but I'm such a big Sean fan. I'm such a big Sean fan. So for me, you know, if one of my favorite artists puts out music, I literally have to dissect the whole project. I listen to every song. I listen to every lyric. Like I really take it in. And I've just been so stuck on this Big Sean because he's been dropping so many gems. Like to me, watching him grow as an artist has been amazing because you saw him from what was his first album, Finally Famous?
Yeah.
Yes, to this, like it's just, you know, been such an amazing transition to witness. And I've just been really stuck on his music. So I need to listen to other stuff, but he's just kind of like an all-day mood. Like I can wake up and listen to him. I can go in the gym and listen to him. Like when I'm just chilling in the house, I can listen to him. So that album has definitely been on repeat. But I'm gonna look more into these artists for sure.
What's your favorite record off the Big Sean album?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one. If I had to pick just one, it would it would be Guard Your Heart.
Okay, I like that record a lot.
Yeah, Guard Your Heart.
I like that record a lot.
And it's crazy enough because I don't think it's even a single,
Yeah.
but it just spoke so much to me. So that's my favorite record. What about you?
For me, the Full Circle record is one that I go back to. Full Circle, and to be honest, on the first listen, I didn't hate, but I didn't really care for Zen the Fuck Out. But now Zen the Fuck Out is low key one of my favorite songs on the album also. But I just like Big Sean is just really rapping on this shit. So for me, I got to go Full Circle just because I love the concept of that song. I like what he's talking about. I love how he had Diddy on there talking this shit. So Full Circle for me is probably my favorite. But I also like The Baddest. I feel like Big Sean is really just rapping his ass off on that record. I love that song. So those two, I can't just pick one. So I'm going to break the rules. But those two,
it's so hard.
For
yeah,
sure.
for sure. Guard Your Heart. Zen the Fuck Out is one of my like go-tos when I'm smoking and I want to meditate. Like that right there sets the mood for me for sure.
Great song.
Yeah. So what about you, K70?
It's kind of like an interlude, but I love The Story by Stevie Wonder a lot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I got to tell you, I laugh every time I hear that shit.
Why?
Because why Stevie come on there like it's a voicemail? He go, hi, it's Stevie.
He's so cute though.
What you talking about?
And the way he talks, like, and I remember when, like, he's just so cute. Like, I don't know, but I like that.
I laugh every time I hear that.
You know?
I laugh every time.
I like the message behind it, though. I really do.
No, it's great. I mean, Stevie Wonder the GOAT in my opinion, but
right, for sure.
Yeah,
No,
but
the
I
story
Hi,
for sure.
Stevie.
You know, when like your mom leaves you a voice message,
Yeah, that's what
like
I'm saying. Like, hi, it's Stevie. I'm like,
it's
I know who
mom,
it is.
call me back.
Yeah,
In my
I know
case,
who
my
it is.
my Mexican ass mom, she'd be like, Auntie, yeah, she'd be yelling, yo, in my voicemail, like I could hear her. My voicemail sound like she yelling in the phone because she thinks I can hear
Yeah,
her through my
yeah.
phone.
oh
Trying to get your
man.
attention. Answer the phone.
But I like the
That's
message that he
hilarious.
spoke about though, because I mean, towards the end, he kind of said, you know, everybody is, you know, well, he pretty much was saying it towards his son, but he made it seem for everybody that when you're born into a brand, and you just have to walk into it eventually.
Yeah.
And I love that about what he just said. And then also, my second go-to has to be "Still I Rise" with Dom Kennedy, featuring
Oh
Dolly
yeah,
Great
yeah,
song.
Parton. That's
yeah.
my
That
shit.
one was
Great song.
Yeah.
We also don't talk about how Stevie Wonder admitted that he's not blind in his interlude as well. Because I don't know if y'all peeped. He said the first time I saw a piano, nobody talks about it. I noticed it
Yo,
though, but
I caught that
I didn't
too.
want to
I
bring it
caught
up.
that
Yeah.
too. Because I was like, how did we see that? But okay. I
Yeah,
mean,
and then he tried to cover it up. You know, yeah. But being blind, I was like, whoa, Stevie, hold on. You trying to pull a fast one on us. I see what you did there. You get it? I see what you did there,
see.
Stevie. I see what you did there.
Well, didn't
Nah,
they
let me
say a
stop
couple
fucking
years
with
ago that
Stevie like that.
he could fly an airplane? A couple years ago, back in 2017,
Yeah, he
like
probably
some,
could.
yeah.
With
Shaq said he
2020
was driving his
vision.
car. Yeah, Shaq said he was driving his car.
I love you, Stevie Wonder.
I love Stevie. I think I said I really literally Stevie is the greatest music artist of all time in my opinion.
Apparently the greatest con too, because playing up.
Damn, we can call him a con. Damn, that would be disappointing, huh? If we found out Stevie Wonder, that would be the real 2020, the exclamation point, huh? Find out Stevie Wonder not really blind. Do we got to take away songs in the key of life if we find out Stevie not blind? Because that's my shit.
Yo, it's
Let's go.
2020. It's 2020. Anything is possible, okay?
Yeah,
Anything is possible.
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if some shit just went down like that, you know?
Oh, real
I mean,
quick,
it's not
did you
me
guys
and
hear
B.
about Orlando Brown?
Yeah, from That's So Raven?
How he went back, he's going back to church, and there's like a video of him
Yeah,
like literally talking. He sounds pretty good to me.
yeah.
Like
I
what
think
is he talking about?
Just
I
saying
saw
that I
something
guess
where it
he's
was,
like doing a testimony, and he's just like on stage
yeah,
talking about like how, you know, his brothers and sisters of his church community have helped him and has opened him and accepted him with open arms, and like, you know, talking about Lord and Savior and all that good jazz. And the way he talks, it sounds very like, to be honest, he sounds good. Like he sounds like he's on that path. But
nah, yeah. He's definitely coherent. He's definitely good. You know, like he seems healthy in a good headspace.
right,
Not
yeah.
like in the past
Or
where we've
is
seen him
he pulling a
definitely.
Kanye on us? That's all I'm saying. Because
I want
I
to
mean,
say,
now
I mean,
I have
I
to
want to
question,
say
you know?
no. I want to say no because I feel, or maybe I'm gullible, but I want to say no
Okay.
because I feel like other interviews he's done, like Dr. Phil and like Vlad TV, like
yeah,
Phil was wilding, like you could tell. But I feel like the way he
Mm,
articulated his like speech when he was talking about how, Jesus changed him, it sounded like a different, and he gained a little weight too. He gained his little weight back, so it's just
yeah.
like
No, he looked healthy. Yeah,
definitely. So,
mm.
yeah, man. I mean, I wish like people could just, as much as they clown him, they should also support his transformation too, because that's
no, I agree.
important as
That's
well.
dope. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's dope. Yeah,
Right.
I'm here. And like you say, Angie, I know
Yeah.
it's always skeptical. You always get skeptical because it's
Right.
like, damn, like, are you doing this for another reason? But it's like, but like Kay said, I also feel like sometimes you can just feel when it's kind of right. And I did
Right.
get that feeling when I saw that. I did come across that over the weekend, and
Mm.
like I said, I just, I didn't watch too much of the video, but I thought to myself, I said, man, that's dope that he's, back on the up and up and sounds good, looks good, and is, because like Kay said, he was a meme for
Right.
months. So let's celebrate the man
Aw.
while he's on the way up. So
I feel like when you're in your darkest moments, the only thing that can pull you through is God. Like I feel like even
yeah,
when
Mm-hmm.
when you burn your bridges with other people and they don't want to fuck with you like that no more, I feel like when you're literally at your lowest low, you like God is the only person that will come and, uplift you. So
yeah,
congrats to him,
Amen. Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the church, so I'm definitely very familiar with the journey that it takes in church. So, you know, I've always had that relationship with God. And even when I lose my way, I always know God is, you know, right there for me. But I think there's some people that have never either had that relationship with God or don't have those beliefs. And, you know, some people are just a little lost in the world. So, you know, I'm glad that he's finding his way and that he has a good support system. Because I think that's the most important thing with when you're getting out of a dark place is to have a support system.
Right.
But yeah, good for him. And, you know, you guys, I swear, by the time we're done with this first season, I'm gonna have these wrinkles on my eyes, and I'm gonna have a 6-pack because it's always a good time with you guys. Like, there's so many. I think we had just talked like a few days ago. I think it was like on Thursday, and that conversation was so good. I wish we would have recorded it because like we really be talking about some real shit. So I want to, you know, give the people, you know, just a little teaser with this episode, but I'm really excited for Studio Vibes season, and I want everybody to, you know, subscribe and all that good stuff, and, you know, just follow us so you know when we drop our newest episode. B, is there anything else you want to share with the people?
Spread love. Don't run from your emotions. It's okay to feel that shit. It's okay to be sad. Fellas, it's okay to cry. Don't let a woman tell you otherwise. And yeah.
I love that, B. Come through with the message, okay? Come through.
Hey, you know I got to give it to him with the ignorant shit too. You know what I mean?
Yo, that's the best way, though. That's the best way. Like, I hear you louder when you say real shit in the most ignorant way.
Yeah.
You know? So I appreciate it. Kay, do you have anything else?
Don't forget to vote.
Ooh,
And when you
yes.
vote, make sure that it's active. And if it's inactive, maybe it's because of your address change or whatnot. But vote.
Yes.
The lesser evil.
Yes. And get familiar with all of the props and get familiar with the ballot and know who you're voting for locally, what laws that they want to pass, what things do they want to change. Please be very familiar with that before you even cast your ballot, because it's really important that we educate ourselves. And yeah, thank you so much for bringing that up, because that's very important. I actually need to update my registry. I have always voted. Let me tell you, my 18th birthday, after I turned 18, we got to vote, and I was so excited. That's such a big deal to me. So, you know, we have a big monster that we're all fighting right now, and we definitely want to create change. And the best way to do it is by everyone coming together. So thank you guys again for, chatting with me and vibing with me right here inside of Studio Vibes. And we'll be back next week. We out.
We out.